and this is Katherine Stitching Chronicles, my channel where I talk about my love of all things cross stitch. So this is part 2 of my Organize My Stitching Space With Me series. If you missed the fabric episode, I will link it below in the description box, and it will also be included in a playlist with this video and all my other organization videos once they're finished. So episode 1 was all about my fabric storage and reorganization, so definitely go check that out if you missed it. Today's episode is all about floss. So I have an absolutely massive DMC collection and my specialty floss, like fancy floss collection, is also growing. So let me know in the comments what your favorite fancy floss is, because I would love to know. And please also share any like storage and organization ideas that you have and kind of how you keep it all tidy, because I'm struggling a little bit with like, you know, different brands and different cards and stuff, and just like how to keep them all nice. So let me know in the comments, what's your favorite? How do you store them? I would love to know. So I will insert a little clip of me just showing you how my floss currently looks. As you might guess from the start of my fabric video, it is in a little bit of disarray right now, but that's why we're doing this, is to make it not so chaotic and disorganized. So I will pop over into that clip now, and then I'll come back and show you everything in more detail. Okay, so this is how my floss storage situation currently looks. Now, it is quite a mess, partially due to the fact that I am undergoing this whole reorganization thing. Some things have kind of gotten tossed around, but also generally speaking, it's not the greatest. So this is all DMC. Those are all DMC. This is all DMC. There's specialty flosses in there, specialty flosses in there. Those are just plastic bobbins. That's extra floss, specialty floss, beads. So having floss in the bins like this, I like it, and I'm gonna keep it like that, but I'm gonna talk about this more in detail after this clip. But just to show you what we're working with, it is chaos. Okay, so now to show in more detail. So these rectangular plastic bins with my floss on bobbins. This is my preferred method of storage. I will not be changing this. So I have my flosses in here. Some of them are falling over, but they are in numerical order. I do not group them by color, I group them by number. I've inherited a lot of floss over the years from my mom, from friends of my mom, from my husband's grandmother, from random people on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I've inherited so much floss over the years, plus all the floss that I have purchased in my stitching career. So some of the different stashes and like sets of DMC, if you will, have kind of been amalgamated and worked into each other, but as it stands currently, I have like 3 separate sets of bins of DMC, like literally 3 separate collections, plus a ton of overflow floss that I'm just keeping in like bags or bins or whatever in my cupboard. So there's a lot of DMC. So I have a couple more of those plastic bins being used for other things. So this bin is strictly Chronicles number 4 braid. And this one is beads, plus a few other things that I just have set aside for projects that are coming up or are currently being worked on. I've also got some buttons in here, cool, and some of these like storage, I don't know what you call these, they're like the round things, they all like screw together. I have those in there. I also have another crate of just beads. So yeah, you can see what I mean, like they go together like that. This was part of a huge stash that I inherited from someone off of Facebook, and I will tell that story a little bit later in the video because I got so much stuff from this person. As far as fancy floss, like I said, mine's kind of all over the place right now, and I'm gonna try and figure it out as best I can, but I don't really know the best way to store all of it. So please let me know your ideas and your storage solutions and like what works for you. Because, you know, I'm gonna do what I can now, but I may change my mind later if it's still not working. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I'd love to know what the community does. Anyway, this is a bunch of Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. So some of these were in like a mist-eye bag or surprise bag or something. I don't know. Or I ordered it. It was kind of like, well, it was a surprise. I didn't know what was going to be in there. And all of these were part of the 2023 Christmas Advent box. So that's where all of those came from. This is, okay, there's DMC color variations in there. There's some water lilies. Petite treasure braid, rainbow gallery treasure braid, some like silk ribbons. This is Chronicles blending filaments and some other like specialty threads. I'm not really sure what they are. I also have, oh my gosh. I've never used these before. These are Glisten Gloss rainbow blending threads. They're super pretty. Yeah, I've never used them. So I have no idea what those are like. Let's see, there's more hair and water lilies in here, some other stuff. I don't even know what some of these brands are. Again, this is more stuff that I inherited. Haven't used before. More specialty floss in here. Oh, DMC Light Effects. These are linen threads that I've also never used before. DMC, who knew? More Light Effects. Oh, I also have a bunch of these. Metallic Madeira. I have no idea what these are. Again, super pretty. Anyway, see, I have so much stuff. I don't even know what some of it is. And like, I want to branch out more into like actually using fancy flosses and like these specialty threads and stuff. Like I want to use more of them and I don't necessarily know how, but I feel like step number one is organizing and figuring out what I have and making it accessible for me to use rather than just having it stashed in a closet. You feel me? This is all extra DMC. That is not bobbinated. And there's more. That is full. So these are separated by like the hundreds. So like this bag has DMC numbers 3700 to 3799 in there and so on. So that's how my extra DMCs are looking at the moment. So obviously I've got a lot of work ahead of me, but I'm going to start with the reorg of my DMC stash. So as I showed you, I've got a lot of storage bins that make up like the different stashes that I've collected. So what I want to do is I want to have one like master set of DMC and oh, there it is. Oh gosh, I'm just got thread everywhere now. I don't know where anything went. So I want to have one master set of DMC and I've got a pretty good start on that. And here's one that I'll show you. So my master set is going to be on plastic bobbins. These are plastic, so they're a bit sturdier. They're labeled at the top with the number. I have a package of the number stickers, and then writing the number in Sharpie as well. And then this will be one full master set on the nice bobbins. And then everything else that's already bobbinated, I want to combine into one big set. So that means that I need to amalgamate a lot of the bins so that they're all just kind of one continuous series, and then the master set. Any remaining and like extra DMC floss is going to stay in the bags for now, like I just showed you, grouped by the number range. I don't feel that it's necessary to bobbinate all the floss that like I don't need right now, or that I already have 1 or 3 or like 8 skeins already bobbinated. I don't need to bobbinate more. So I'm just gonna keep all of those bagged up, and then when I run out of that color, I can check my overflow, see if I have another skein, and take it from there. For my master set, I have a lot of the floss already, and I'm gonna keep a running list going of all the colors that I'm missing and that I can't fill in with my overflow and whatnot. There are still somehow colors that I'm missing. I don't even know how that's possible at this point, but it is. But I'm gonna keep a running list of colors that I don't have, and then at the end of this process, or near the end of this process, I'm just gonna buy all the DMCs that I don't have and add them to my master set so that it is a full set. So when I combine all of these bins together, combine all the floss together, I will need to leave some space in each box because not all of my bobbins are even in these boxes. I've adjusted the way that I use and I store my floss for all of my whips. So what I used to do to kit out projects is I would just take the bobbin out of the box and pull them all out like this, and then keep that with the project until it was finished. So I used to be a monogamous stitcher, only ever one project at a time, and this was perfectly fine for that. Now that I have a ton of whips, it straight up just doesn't work to have a bobbin stuck with a project for who knows how long, especially like if it's a popular color and I need it for more than one project, and then I'm digging through bags trying to find the floss, and then I need it for multiple things, it just doesn't work. So what I've been doing more recently is putting my floss onto cards like this. I just bought a pack of these off of Amazon. And I just pull out however much floss I need and put it on the card. So I have a bunch like this and a bunch that are on floss drops as well, just doing the same thing. And then I can put the bobbin back in the box so that I have it available for another project. However, a lot of my projects are kitted up this way, and at this particular moment in time, I cannot be bothered to re-kit them to be like this. Maybe one day, and maybe I'll do some of them, but not all of them. I don't know, but right now, like, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. So anyway, a lot of my bobbins are in project bags right now, so I need to leave space in each of my bins so that when that project is finished, I have room to put the bobbins back in the box. Okay, time to start. So I do have a couple empty bins. I've snagged quite a few off of like the freebie tables at Stitch North. I think both years I've managed to grab a couple of these boxes off that table. And I will never miss an opportunity to get my hands on more of them. So I'm gonna start with an empty one. And I've got 2 bins here. So this one, oh, this is beautiful. This was part of a set of 4 boxes that came from my husband's grandma, who used to be a stitcher. So she has a pretty thorough set actually of DMCs. So this one starts at 208. And then this is one of my boxes that starts at 3. So she didn't have some of the earlier numbers. So like 1 through 35, and then there's 100 and whatever. There's a range in the hundreds too. So I have less of those. So that's where this bin starts. So I'm gonna start combining these. And again, I'm gonna leave some room for the bobbins that are in product bags right now and are not available for this right now. So let's get cracking. It is actually kind of funny to like look through my collection and realize that I have like literally probably 10 skeins of some colors, like 775 is one for sure. There are some beiges, some of the greens, like the 3346, 3347, those kinds of greens. I have tons of them. And I guess like back in the day a little bit, those were really popular shades, and so they were called for in a lot of patterns. And I mean, maybe, you know, people got some extras, and now in my collection I've got so many of those colors. And then yeah, the new ones, I'm like, I might have one, maybe. What am I doing? Okay, I'm like putting these out of order. That's not gonna help. 150. I do love looking at all the bobbins though, I will say. Like it sounds weird to say like I'm a big color person, but I am. I love bright colors. I wear a lot of bright colors. I used to be really into like nail polish and nail art and stuff, and I had like a massive nail polish collection. And just like looking at all the nail polishes on my wall was like amazing to me. And that really translates over to cross stitching, because just like looking at all of these gorgeous colors just brings me joy. I don't know if that's weird, but that's how I feel, and I love it. So okay, so now we're getting into the 200s, so you can see, maybe I'm trying to get some multiples. Like, yeah, like I have 4 skeins here of 211. Am I ever gonna use all of them? No, probably not. I have fluff in my... cat fluff in my hair. Okay. So I guess now would be a good time to tell that story about my crazy find on Facebook last year. So on Facebook, I am in what's called a Buy Nothing group. So if you're not familiar with what that is, basically you can find these groups on Facebook for the area that you live in. So I'm in one for my area, and I say I live in Ottawa. I'm actually just outside of Ottawa. So it's a smaller town. But for people that live like in the city, like I feel like you wouldn't necessarily drive out here from the city of Ottawa to go get something. But if you're already out here, I mean, it's a smaller pool to choose from, but like there's some good stuff that you can find. Anyway, I was actually not even at home at the time. I was in Vancouver for a friend's wedding last spring, and my sister was at my house cat sitting and house sitting, but cat sitting. And so we're like out with our friends. I think we were at like a game lounge or something. And so we're just like sitting, chatting, ordering drinks, whatever. And I'm just scrolling on my phone, you know, just having a little mental time. Really doesn't sound good, but I mean, I'm an introvert. It is what it is. Sometimes I'll be out and about and I just want to sit and scroll on my phone for a few minutes and just like mind my own business for a second, you know? So I'm sitting there, I'm on my phone, whatever. And I wasn't even looking specifically in the group. I'm just like scrolling on Facebook and it pops up in my feed. Buy Nothing in my area. And someone is giving away, I kid you not, a cardboard box this big. Big box. Full of cross-stitching supplies. Full And I was like, oh my God. So I comment on the post and I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know what I said, but I was like, oh my God, I would love to be considered. And I could see a lot of floss, I could see a lot of beads, and I could see a lot of Chronicles. So I was like, oh, I love to stitch. I've been stitching, blah, 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 blah. And, all of the material would be put to good use, something like that, And I'm like, there's no frickin' way that I'm gonna get this stuff. Like, I'm not the first person to comment on this post. I was maybe the second or third person, but I was not the first. And I'm like, that would be insane if I got this. Like, insane, right? So I put down my phone. I'm like, oh my God, that would be crazy, but there's no way it's gonna happen, right? Well, pick up my phone a few minutes later, and what do you know? Great, it's yours. And I'm like, oh my God. Meanwhile, I'm across the country. Like, I'm literally on the opposite end of the country. So I text my sister frantically. And like, you need to understand that like my mom's pretty crafty. My sister's very crafty. Like, we're a crafty bunch. We all have our hobby. We all have our thing. But at the end of the day, we get it, right? We all get it. So I text my sister and I'm like, oh my God, Lindsay. I'm like, please tell me you're at the house. And I'm like, can you please do me a huge favor? And I send her the thing, like a screenshot of it. I'm like, can you please go and pick this up for me? Please. And she's like, oh my God, yes, absolutely. And I'm like, in Vancouver, I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, oh my God, so excited, right? So my sister goes and picks it up for me, and I'm like losing my mind, literally. So she picks it up, she comes back to the house, and then she sends me a video of her going through the box and showing me everything that's in it, because again, I'm not home, and this is at like the start of my trip. So I'm not gonna be home for like 4 more days. And I'm like, I cannot wait that long to find out everything that's in here. Like, I can't. I'm gonna go crazy. So she sends me a video of everything that's in it. So in this box of stuff, like, it's insane. I'll put up some pictures because I think I took some pictures of it. There was an almost complete set of DMC, which has now become my master set, by the way. They were bobbinated on the plastic with the labels and everything. And I'm like, I'm not touching this. Like, this woman put a lot of love into this collection. This woman, whoever it was that this belonged to, I'm assuming it was a woman, clearly loved this. So I'm not touching it. So that's what's gonna become my master set. I'm gonna like bobbinate and label them the same way. So that was in there. There was about 60 spools of Chronicles. Vast majority of it was Chronicles number 4 braid, which is what I primarily use. However, there was also some number 8 braid. There was quite a bit of blending filament, but mostly the number 4 braid. There was a bunch of those other specialty flosses, like all the DMC Light Effects, all the DMC Variegated, some Petite Treasure Braids, some Carom Water Lilies, those linen threads, those other sparkly things that I've never like heard of or used before. All that was in this bin. Almost all of that like extra DMC that I showed you, all that was in there. There was some fabric in there. There was just like a bunch of Ada. There was a beautiful piece of pole stitches, Lugana, I think, even weave of some kind. That was in there. There were also some patterns, like some little small cutesy things. There was a Joan Elliott in there. The full set of Mirabilia reindeer, like all of them, all 8 reindeer plus Rudolph plus the sleigh, all in there. And the Mirabilia, I don't remember the name, one of the Santa patterns, I'll put the name or a picture or whatever, one of the Santa patterns, and like all the embellishment, all the specialty flosses, there's whisper thread, there's Karen water lilies, all of that was in there. Like, absolutely insane. And I got this for free. Absolutely insane. Best day ever. Could not believe it. Still can't believe it happened. It was awesome. So yeah, anyway, in conclusion, that was literally the luckiest find ever. And I am so grateful. And I still can't even believe that I managed to come across it, and that she picked me to get everything is just like unbelievably generous. So that's where a lot of, like those fancy flosses and stuff came from. And I don't know what to do with them. I didn't buy them. I didn't seek them out. I got them, and like, I don't know how to use them. So, if you have any ideas, or if you recognize some of those brands that I showed earlier, let me know, because I would love to put them to use. And like a lot of that stuff, like it's not even opened. It's like it's fresh in the packaging. Like this person never got to use these beautiful supplies that she kept. So I'd love to use them somehow. So I will accept any and all ideas. Okay, I have moved on to the second box. So this is box number 1, done for now. You can see, I probably could have left a little bit more room in here, but there's quite a bit of space here. I can definitely squeeze more into these rows, and I left a whole slot at the back. So there is room for more in there. And now I'm on to box number 2, and I'm in the 300s. This is all 368. There's 6. And I guarantee there's more in that overflow bin. Guaranteed. Like, there's just so much. Okay, 370. Okay. It's really crazy too, because like I have floss, some that's newer, some that's older, and the difference in dye lots over the, I'd say over the years, but it's over the decades, it's pretty crazy. So I've definitely run into issues once or twice where like I've started using a color from one skein and then I've run out, and I go into my collection and I pull the same color, but it looks completely different because like they're completely different dye lots from literally completely different decades. So that's something that I have to be pretty mindful about, because I don't want to be switching like that in the middle of a project, because that would definitely cause problems. So that's something that I keep in mind when I'm pulling floss for a project. Like I really need to make sure that I have enough. And like it's really kind of drilled into my brain now, this anxiety that like if I run out and I have to like go to the store and buy a whole new skein, that it's not going to be the same color. But I think now, like if you were to go to Michael's and buy a skein of whatever color it is, like it's going to be consistent and it's going to be the same from one to the next. But when I'm working and pulling just like straight from my stash, I just really have to be careful that I'm not mixing up my dye lots. Oh, here, this is actually a really great example. 414 and 414. Not even close. So just something to be mindful of if you have a stash like this that you've kind of collected and grown over the years, and have stash that might be older than you are, which is certainly the case for some of these supplies. Just really be mindful of dye lots and quantities that you're using so that you don't run out. I also really like, I'm trying to be strategic. So like this is 422. If I pull a project that calls for 422 and it doesn't really have that many stitches, I'm gonna pull the bobbin that barely has anything on it and try and use it, because the next time I come across a project with 422, I might need more than this. And then what if the dye lots don't match, right? Like that's just something that I do when I'm kitting up, just trying to be strategic and, you know, put thought into which bobbins I'm using. Oh my gosh, here's another color where I have 6. $4.36. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my god, I have like an entire row of brown in the 400s. That's terrible. Okay, how am I gonna... There we go. Oh my gosh, the second bin is almost full. Okay, where did I stop? 437. Oh, okay, so I've worked through everything. Oh my god, I'm like getting uneven now, so I need to go grab another bin of floss. Please hold. Okay, we're back. Okay, I was in the 400s. Okay, I have a bazillion skeins of 437 as well. Lovely. Okay. It's crazy because I feel like there are some colors in here that I've also like never ever used. Like, have I ever used DMC 444? I don't think so. But I have 2, just for good measure, I guess. Okay, 469. Got 4. Like, this is freaking ridiculous. Oh my god. 40 or 471. 470. 471. 4. I just skipped. How did I do that? I just skipped some colors. Whoopsie. Okay, 452 and 453. I know I've got 450s in projects, so I'm gonna leave that. Okay, now we can do the all the greens. Look at all that green. So pretty. Okay, 469, 470, 471, 472. What comes after that? Okay, 496, 498. Those look very similar. Cool. Okay. We've reached the 500th, people. I am done with my second bin. I'm gonna call it there. So this is bin number 2. There's honestly not that many different colors in here because I have a lot of duplicates. I'm also realizing I'm gonna have to like relabel these boxes because this has a 1 on it. Anyway, we'll get there when we get there, but there, we've got 2 already. Making progress. Have some smoothie. My husband just got home from work a couple minutes ago. I saw him come in the driveway, but my cat is still screaming outside my door. She won't go bug him. She's gonna stay with mommy. All right. We're in the 500s. So here we go. Okay, 501, 502, whoopsie, 503, 504, 505, and I know I have 500, but it's not in here. The 500s are also ones where I find there's a lot of dye lot fluctuation. Like, oops. This is all 504. Even these two are both like recently purchased. Oh, maybe it's just, those don't look the same to me. Does anyone else also find that 502 and 503 are like almost indistinguishable? Okay, they look different on camera, of course they do. In person though, I feel like they basically look identical, to the point that like I bought multiple skeins of both just so I could bring them home and examine them closely, because I'm like, I don't buy it. I don't think these are different. Anyway, hopefully it's not just me that feels that way, but maybe it is. Okay, so we're leaving room for 500 in there, and then 504, 505. Continue. That's a pretty blue. Ooh. 519. It's pretty. 2, 523, 524, 524. I love the 550s. Absolutely gorgeous shades of purple. This is all I have of 554. It's pretty sad. Oops. Okay, 561, 234. I also really love 597 and 598. They're really pretty shades of blue. First time I used those colors was in that mermaid. It might be called the Little Mermaid. I don't remember the exact name of the chart, but that was a Brooks Books publishing design. And yeah, that was the first time I used these blues, and I thought that they were gorgeous. Still do. Okay, people, we have crossed into the 600s. Another beautiful series of colors is all the hot pinks right here. Look how pretty. My favorite color is pink. You can see my pink chair, my pink lamp, got a pink pillow, pink blankets, pink walls, big pink girly. And back in the day, my favorite color was hot pink. So yeah, big fan of this. don't know why I have so much. God, 610. 611, 612. That looks like 4 different colors. It's not, it's 2. And 613. I never use these colors, ever. Okay. 632, 640. Now the 640s I do find get a lot of use, actually. But that's another one where the dye lots have changed so much that, like, in my collection, no 2 skeins actually look the same. It's crazy. Okay, 647. Need to get another bin. Okay. Okay. 677. Okay, we're almost to the 6s too. Nice. Okay, actually that's perfect. I'm gonna stop this bin there. So that green floss at the top there, that is $6.99. So I'm just gonna leave that one and move on to my next bin, which will start with 700. And I need another bin. Okay, a little sidebar here. These are the 900 greens. These are 700 greens. This is 700 through 704. This is 905 to 910. Like, those look pretty similar, don't they? Got a little bit more yellow, but I've always thought that these colors look a lot alike. I missed a couple 600s, my bad. I'm gonna add those to that other bin. Once I do this, 701, 702, 3 702s. I'm gonna go pop these into this 600 bin. I'm gonna see if I can actually tilt you down a little bit and you can actually see what I'm doing. Please hold. Okay, now hopefully you will have a better idea of what I'm actually doing. And at this particular moment, I don't think I really have much to talk about. So, I'm just going to sort and enjoy. Okay, well that's all $7.39. I don't buy that that's $7.39. I gotta be honest. It says $7.39, but it looks a lot more yellow to me. I don't know about that. I'll leave it in there, but I don't buy it. Another example of dye lots, 762. Completely different shades. Honestly, kind of nice though, because if I have two like valid options for a project, like say it has a decent amount of stitches, right? Then those two are kind of out of the running because I don't have much left, but I might consider between these three. And based on the other colors that I'm using, I can pick a dye lot that I like the best, which is kind of fun. So pros and cons. Okay, I know I have a lot of 700s in use in projects right now, so I think I fill up some of this with some of the 790s. Hopefully there's still a little bit of extra room, and then this can be a 700s box. And then I'll start the 800s next. There we go. All right, 700s are done. It's a little more crammed than I would like at this point, but it's fine. So now we do 800s. These are also some really gorgeous blues. Absolutely beautiful. Another box. Gotta make room. Oh my god, what? Found some pins. Interesting. Oh, they're pretty. Little counting pins with pearls on them. Cute. Oopsie. Man, overboard. Oh my god. Ugh. Okay, that wraps up the 800s. And once again, I'm gonna leave that bin like that, and hopefully that's enough extra room for my skeins that are not accounted for at this time. And now we move on to the 9s. done this before when reorganizing my floss, is like not leaving myself enough space for the bobbins that aren't here, and then you have to, I mean, it's an order, right? So if you run out of room in this box and you have to push stuff to the next box, and then you're gonna run out of space in that box. And anyway, I'm catching myself and I'm trying to give myself a bit more room than I think I really need, just so that hopefully I don't run into that situation. I need another pen. Maybe I don't need to give myself quite this much space though. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, I've got a lot of 900, and I know I'm using a lot of 900 right now, so there's a ton of space in this one, but I'm gonna err on the side of caution here. Also a bit of a buffer if I messed up some of the earlier ones and I really did not leave enough space. So I'm gonna leave it there and carry on with the 900s in this box. I get so happy anytime I get to use any of these electric blues in a project. Ugh, they are just gorgeous. Oh my god. Okay, we're getting into the the 3000s now, and let me tell you, I have a ton of these. Oh my god. So 3011, 3012. Come on. Fit. Yeah, 3013, and then the 3020s I also have a million of. Okay, 3021, like those are not the same. 2021. 'Are we into the 33s? Oh, we are. Oh my gosh, we're getting close. Close to the end. There's still a lot to go, but we are getting there. Okay, I'm gonna call that one there. On to the next. 36s. Okay, well that was very short-lived. Apparently I only have 4 skeins in the 3600s, so 3700s. Woo! Okay, we are in the home stretch of this stage. This is the last, or these are, excuse me, the last bins. This is not the end of this process whatsoever, but stage 1. We're almost there, people. Okay. See, here's an example of some of my very sad fancy floss storage. This is Weeks, Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art. Don't know what to do with it. It's just stashed in here for now. It won't even fit on this side, I don't think. Oh. Put in there. There. This is a deal with later box. This is an empty box. And this is a finished box. I'm gonna pop you back up. 1 second. Okay, that brings part 1 to a close. And this is where I'm gonna call it for right now because I've been drinking my smoothie, but I'm hungry. I need dinner. But all of my DMC, bobbinated DMC that is not part of the master set, all the other DMC that was already bobbinated and spread and organized into 2 collections. It's now been organized into 1 giant collection. Yay! Okay, well now I don't need to go between like as many different sets of DMC to find colors that I'm looking for. So this is step 1 of what's going to be a long and arduous process, but feel good. So I'm gonna go for now, figure out how I want to tackle the rest of this. So I think I mentioned this already. I do have a few projects kitted up like this with the DMC bobbins right onto the ring. So the ones like my whips that I have kitted up like this, I'm just gonna leave them and, you know, deal with it when I finish the project. But I have some projects kitted up that I haven't started yet. And those ones I'm going to de-kit the DMC So I'm just gonna pop all these bobbins off the rings and then pop those into my DMC boxes, just so that I have the most bobbins as possible in the boxes where they belong. And then when I do get around to these projects that I haven't started, I can cut them up the way that I prefer to now, which is with the pieces of DMC either threaded onto floss drops or onto the big floss cards. So I'm gonna go through and pick out all the projects that I have like this. I don't have a lot, but I have at least a couple. So I'm just gonna pull out all of these and then I can pop these DMC back where they belong. So I actually had some more threads here than I thought. So I'm gonna pull all these off the floss rings, get them back into the boxes, and then I have a few that are not bobbinated yet, and I'm just gonna throw those in with all of my baggies with my extra floss. But all the bobbins are going back in the boxes. Okay, hopefully you can see this okay. So I have all my bobbinated threads that I have pulled out for various projects, and I am going to take all of these off the rings and put them back into my floss boxes. These ones, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these for now. I'm just gonna leave these in there. But all these bobbins are gonna go back into the boxes. So first, I think I need to take all of these off the rings and I'll get them organized in number order, and then I will put them back in the bins. So I'm just gonna put them in order by hundreds. So like all the 600, 700, 900, 37, 38, and organize them that way just so that they're a bit more, like they're grouped in kind of the right order when I get the boxes out. Oh, and so the ones that are done with the plastic bobbins with the numbers written and the stickers, those are for the master, or they're from the master set. So those I'll keep separately. All the others are gonna go into the regular boxes. I'm not sure if you can hear my cat, but she is absolutely losing it outside my office right now. And as much as I would love to let her in, she's like a puppy. She chews on everything. She's also a climber, so she will be up on top of my bookcases, knocking stuff off. I have some plants in here because I keep the door shut. This is the only safe place for plants in my house. I have a bouquet of flowers right now for my husband for my birthday. She will eat those. So unfortunately she does have to stay outside. Believe me when I say she gets plenty of love and affection. She gets lots of snuggles, lots of kisses. We play with her a lot. She's very loved and she knows it. She just also really loves attention. And her thirst, her thirst for attention can never be quenched, okay? Like, it's a lot. But it is just best for everyone that she stay outside when I'm doing stuff like this. Hello. I know you want to help, but you're just gonna get in the way. You're just gonna chew on things. You are a chewer, my dear. I know you just want to help, but you can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you want to help or if you just want lunch, actually. Probably both. Oh, princess, I'm sorry. Oh, that's Nellie. Nellie just wants lunch for sure. I'm sorry, you're just gonna chew everything. You're just gonna chew. I'm sorry. Oh. Bye. There we go. Okay, so just looking at this, I can see I have 3 skeins of 3768, some 450s. I mean, I've got tons of colors here. And this is why I need a better system, right? So I feel good that now I have it all consolidated into one place, and hopefully I can avoid purchasing more duplicate colors. And I'm actually kind of curious of how many I'm gonna be putting back, so I'm gonna count them real quick. $82 bobbins are going back where they belong. So let's get cracking, and this will give me a bit of an indication of whether or not I've left enough extra space in my boxes. Hopefully I don't run out of room. Let's get to it. She's absolutely losing it out there. I wish our pets could understand us. I think about this a lot. Like, anytime I have to leave the house for an extended period, I'm like, I wish I could tell you that I'm coming back. And I love you and I miss you. But I can't do that. They don't understand. I'm curious if anyone else feels this way, because whenever I leave, like, obviously I miss my husband when I'm away from home, obviously, but with our pets, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It's like, I feel like it is because they don't understand that I'm leaving temporarily, but then I'm coming back. Like, they don't understand. It pains me. They look so sad when I leave the house. And it's like, my husband and I, we can text, we can call each other, we can, like, we'll be in constant communication when one of us isn't home, right? Like, we can talk to each other pretty much anytime we want. But I can't check in with my babies. I can't send them a text or call them because they're cats. And I don't know, I just find that hard when I'm away. Okay, so we are already in the 600s. We're doing okay for space. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed myself, but think we're doing okay. Okay. Oops, these ones on. Ah! Oh, shit. Excuse my language. Okay, these are all 613. Oh my goodness. 642. Okay, pardon the interruption. Our cat just discovered a way to get on top of the bookshelf that we have in the hallway. Don't ask me how, because I don't quite know. Okay, we're gonna get in a little bit of it. How am I gonna fit all of you in here? Hang on. Getting a little bit tight now. Oh, it's because I have an entire thing full of 7. Oh no, some of this is 733. I thought all of those were 734, and I was like, you cannot be serious. Oh my god, I do have, oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 738. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to split these up. Let's see, I'm gonna put in everything else first. 5, 746, 754. I'm just gonna split this across two. I don't really have any other good option. That is a very full box. Okay, 800s. Woo-oo. Okay. 814. Okay, I've got a bit more room in this one. So if the 700s really spill out of that last box, there's room there. Oh my god, I just ignored like an entire set of numbers. Whoops. Okay, 37. Aha, see, we're already in trouble here. Oh boy. 36. gonna scoot all these ones down. I'm moving this way instead of backfilling because that's gonna bite me in the butt later, I think. Okay, I may have moved a little bit too much there, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, these. And I'm gonna pop these into my master set boxes, and then these are officially now all empty. Now I might use these actually to store some of my fancy floss, just to keep them kind of like contained. I think that might be what I'll do. So I'm gonna leave these out and think about that. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and put my Forbidden Fiber Co. floss onto a ring. But I don't know how to organize it because I mean, I don't have a ton, but I guess I don't have an insignificant amount. I think I'm, God. I think I'm gonna do color order because I think that's what I want. So I'm gonna do that. I'll do rainbow order. That feels right to me. So I'm gonna sort these all out and then pop them onto a ring. And then we'll see what we're dealing with. It's getting so dark in here. There. Oh my gosh, now I can actually see what colors I'm doing. I'm so sorry. I should have had that light on this entire time. Listen, we are getting to the end of a very long week, and clearly it shows. Oh my god. I keep coughing. There. That looks right to me. So there, that is all my Forbidden Fiber Co. floss. It's really not that much. But I do have a pretty good variety actually. And I actually have more that's like in kits right now. So eventually that'll be added to this stash as well, but I'm keeping it in the kit for now. There. Not a bad variety. All right. I'm kind of into this. I think I'm gonna do this with
the rest of my fancy flosses that are on cards like this. I can definitely store Roxy this way. Yeah, no, this will work. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out the stuff that I have and see if I can't get it onto rings. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got a bit of a random collection here. So some of my fancy flosses I have taken out and like kitted up with some projects. So not all of my fancy floss is here. Oh my god, these are like tied together. That's really pretty. Weeks Dye Works Artichoke. Very nice. Oh my gosh, I don't know why. I guess this stuff is dusty. I like keep clearing my throat. Okay, let's see. So, Gentle Art, Classic Colorworks, Classic Colorworks, Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art. These are Weeks. Yeah, like I know for sure that I have more Gentle Arts and Weeks that are with other projects. So, honestly, I have so little. I think I'm just gonna put all of this onto one single ring. Hopefully that's not like blasphemous, but I just don't have enough of my collection to justify, like, for one, to justify a super fancy setup, but also a setup that's going to take up a lot of space because I just don't have a need for it. And now as my collection grows, I can certainly adapt, but like for now, I think just a way to keep it contained is what I need. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh my god, there's a price tag on here. I don't even know what this is. Crescent Colors hand-dyed floss. And the price sticker on the back says $1.99. I wish you could buy overdyed floss for $1.99. That would be nice. I totally could have put that on a small ring. That's hilarious. Okay, that is that. Now I brought over some of the other stuff that I have. Now I think some of this I might just keep the way it is. Excuse me. Okay, so this is all the DMC color variations. Some of these I already have. Gosh, these are so cute. So pretty. I need to stitch more stuff with variegated floss. Like, oh, it's so pretty. Ooh, that's cute. Maybe I should bobbinate this and then I can see all of it. I don't know. Like, I'm so indecisive. I don't know what to do. But it is nice and labeled in a bag right now. So I think I might just leave that. I need to remember that I have it. This is the other problem, is that I don't remember what I have. And then this stuff is not going to get used. Okay, so this is like silk ribbon. I'm gonna pull this out and just stash this somewhere for now because I want to have like a bin or something for finishing supplies. So trim, ribbon, you know, interfacing, button, like all that kind of stuff. I want to have all that in one place. So I'm gonna pull that out for now. Okay, treasure braid, more metallic stuff. Oh my gosh, what's in here? Oh my god, these are so pretty. I should keep all my metallic stuff like together. That's probably the smart thing to do. Oh, needle paints. I think I've heard of needle paints. This must be leftover from a project because I don't know why else there would be like so many. These are really beautiful. Yeah, $2. So these are all in little baggies, some of which have holes, some don't. Don't know what to do. Okay, these I'm also gonna keep in their bag. These are the DMC Light Effects. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of these. Maybe I should get rid of these and give them to someone who will use them. I know like a lot of people really don't like Chronicles. I personally, I love Chronicles. I have never had an issue with it, like ever. I find it pretty easy to work with actually, and have never had an issue. A lot of people hate it. I hate the DMC, like the light effects or jewel effects. I don't even know which one it was that I used, but I literally used it and then threw it out. Like I could not handle it. But I literally have like all of the colors. Maybe I'll give them another try someday, but like, oh my god, I've never been so frustrated with something that I've been stitching ever. Oh god, there's more of it. What is this? I have no idea what this is, you guys. Gold thread, DMC embroidery floss. Never seen that before. Oh my gosh, this is, oh, this is, what is this? It's like it's a different texture to the cotton thread. There's another one in here. Where did it go? Oh, here, the yellow. It's not silk, is it? No. S744. Rayon. This is more DMC. Oh my god. 5282. I think that's the same number as. I swear I just saw that number somewhere. Ugh, I don't know. I want to put it in here. This is becoming like a miscellaneous DMC bag. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull these out and I might bobbinate all of these because I would actually like to use these. They're pretty and they're DMC, like they're pretty accessible. I think I might do that. I'm gonna pull these out as well. Okay, so I have all these needle paints. I don't even know. I know I've heard of needle paints before, but I don't really know much about them. Are they cotton? Ooh, Egyptian cotton. Ooh. Oh, it feels really nice. This was part of the stuff that was in that giant box that I got for free on Facebook. And this person must have been, I mean, clearly was an avid stitcher, had beautiful supplies, and I just wish I knew more about them. Okay, so these Madeira metallic embroidery thread. These I've also never heard of, never used. I know nothing about these. You know what? I'm gonna make a ring for these and the glisten gloss blending threads, I think. Is that a terrible idea? It's fine. That's what I'm gonna do. Again, we're not going for anything fancy here. Like, I just want to keep things contained and more accessible to myself so that I actually stand a chance of using all of these beautiful supplies that I have. Because it would be a shame for them to go to waste. Oh, wait a second. See if I can figure this out. So they have number and color. So number 10. Oh, that looks like it's a bit thicker, and then number 4 is finer. Oh, there. I figured something out today. Okay. Do it like that. So I guess it's like Chronicles, right? There's number 4 braid and then number 8 braid. So number 4 is finer than number 8. So it appears that number 4 here is finer than number 10. Things you learn. Okay. Karen water lilies. Now I have some other Karen water lilies. I want to kick myself because I bobbinated some Karen water lilies like years ago for my first Mira, which is Zelda. And I mean, I didn't know any better. And now I'm like, why did I do that? But I mean, it is what it is. Okay. DMC linen threads. Never, ever have I ever used linen threads. I have no idea what the application of this would be. Let me know if you know, because I have no clue. I'm gonna put these in the box with the other DMC stuff. I think I might actually keep this little bag as like storage, simply because I don't really have like a suitable box that would take all of this stuff. I mean, it all fit in here before. It should all fit again. Again, water lilies and also treasure braids. I have a lot of them. They're just like with other projects. So I'm just gonna leave them for now. This is my ring with the glisten gloss blending threads and these Madeira metallics, whatever they are. The DMC color variations I'm going to bobbinate and add to my DMC bins. These are some more Chronicles So there's some blending filaments in here. There's some number 8 braid. There's some high luster braid. There's some others that I don't even know what they are. I'm gonna add these to my Chronicles box, which right now is entirely number 4 braid, but I still have a few empty spots in there. So I will just add these in there because I got the space. And then finally, I'm gonna move this to a smaller ring because I don't need a big ring right now. These are my other fancy flosses at the moment. There are various brands here. And at the moment, they all fit very comfortably on this is a medium-sized ring, that one's smaller. Anyway, so this is my fancy flosses right now. I have a lot more that are in other project bags right now, and I will add them to this ring as I finish with them. And I can upgrade to a bigger ring when appropriate. These golden ones, I've written down the name. I'm gonna investigate these a little further because like I said, I've never seen these before on the spools, but I'm just gonna put them back in this bag. And then these ribbons are so pretty, and I'm just gonna put these with my other finishing supplies, and I will get to organizing that stuff at a later time.
Okay, so that wraps things up for this video. I'm not quite finished, but I'm pretty happy with what I've accomplished so far. So in summary, my DMC stashes have been combined into one giant set plus my master set. My fancy flosses have been tidied up a little bit, and I know exactly what I have now. And some finishing supplies have been pulled out for further organization later down the road. Next steps for me include finishing up my master set. So that'll be buying the ones that I'm missing and bobbinating all of those, as well as bobbinating my DMC variegated thread stash, of which I have quite a bit. So hopefully by the time that I finish up this series, I will have accomplished all of those things, but I'm making no promises. I think that the next installment in this series will be going through all of my kitted projects and my pattern stash in an effort to organize what I have and possibly destash a few things that I just know that I'm never gonna stitch. So that'll be the next part, so stay tuned for that, as well as my next regular floss tube update, which should be going up in the next week or two. So until then, happy stitching.